Today, I decided to get hired by a scam company and destroy their entire business from the inside out. Now that may seem a little bit ridiculous, but believe me, it completely is. So if you are having some trouble finding a job yourself, then make sure you jot down some notes as you watch this video. But don't become a tech support scam, because then I'll just destroy you. Really, this all started by me going through a catalog of what I like to call the iceberg of the internet scams. The sacred portal to all pop-up and scam websites that is pretty remotely easy to access. All you really need to do is find a list or a catalog of misspelled web URLs, and usually what happens is these scam companies pay for redirected servers on these misspelled URLs that they just pay to have hosted on these things. And the main point behind it is to lure people in who don't have too much experience going on the internet. Maybe they have just shaky hands, perhaps they are a little bit blind and they misspelled the URL, and they end up going onto one of these redirected pages, which is usually a pop-up virus, completely fake website, which then entices them to either purchase or call them in contact in some way. This really is similar to the deep web in the way it works. You might be familiar on how the whole Tor system and the Onion websites work. It almost feels like the closest you can get to deep web surfing just by mass reloading these misspelled website URLs and being redirected to different completely weird, random scam pop-up sites one after another. But definitely don't do that. For some reason, I felt like this was a great way to spend my time until I found one that really caught my eye on the basis of the fact that they had a little note at the bottom of their page, which is usually something that you don't see on some of these impersonation sites. This is obviously trying to pretend to be AT&T. Now, anyone who has any experience on the internet, you'll know that being redirected to the site is clearly not a good sign, and it's not actually AT&T. But the fact that they listed their contact email down here, and a note saying that they were actually wanting people to apply to work for them, was certainly something I could not ignore. I just had to look in this deeper to figure out what exactly type of shenanigans was going on here. By the way, my name is Dallas, aka Infurness. And now's a good time for a message from today's sponsor, which is the button 2 inches below the screen. You will get 10 years of good luck. All you need to do is just make that thing gray if it's red. It's not even a discount offer. It's 100% free. So looking further into this specific misspelled URL network of redirected pages, we came to the conclusion that they were actually being operated by the same underground company, which at this point in this investigation is completely unnamed to me. But they certainly had the same IP address, as I was able to log their IP locations after I contacted them through TextNow.
Thank you for calling Online Technical Support Department. How can I help you today?
All a scammer has to do is answer my call, and that's it. They're basically busted. Since this is publicly posted on their pop-up scam website, it's not like it's hidden information. We now know that, apparently, Microsoft is being run by the same company that runs AT&T. And at the same time, I have 18 malicious viruses on my computer, simultaneously while I won the opportunity to get a new Samsung phone from AT&T. This is almost too good to be true. I knew I just had one last opportunity to take, and that was to get a job with these people. So at that rate, I contacted them through the means that they had listed on their site, which, like I said, is already a very unusual thing that you'd hardly ever see on any site like this. It almost made me feel like that this in of itself could have very well been a straight-up double scam. So I started off with a simple greeting to them. Hi, sir or madam. Yes, this is the support email for AT&T clients. May I have your identification number and confirmation word so we can further helping you? So at this immediate point, it was quite obvious what we were dealing with here. Oh, haha, great to hear, but I was actually inquiring about how you were looking for people to work for you. So that's what I'm contacting you for. I'm a great fit for your company. I have many years of experience with using phones. Okay. Could you tell me exactly what is it about then? I wish to work for you and your company. Your website had a note saying you needed workers. I am now understanding you. Thanks for it. We have need for website upkeep for services, if in interest of you. We do not handling out jobs in email of tradition, but can look into a resume for info on a application for you. I thank you for your interest in working with us. This is genuinely hard to read. Oh, nice! So did I get the job? If you having no further assistance of a matter besides this, please forward a resume for your request if it being looked at. I can't discuss a matter of employment much more. If you have a website upkeep experience, make sure you apply with it for our opening, so a designated team can arrange opening slots. This is very important. Please listen to me as I tell you. Our team does not admit new slots for such measurements, not on documents, resume for reasons of security and policy. You can read it all on our terms, but we do require at least 5 years' time of working in computer tech for a approval. Be rest assured that if your application is approved, you may hear back within a business week of necessary employment steps to follow. These may include a follow-up, a formal standard procedure. Your application will be surged upon foul activity. What? I wanted to make you know so you're happy of your choice to work with us. So is that a yes? Okay, thanks for contacting us. This is all I can offer. Have a good. Heard you loud and clear. Take a look at my resume here. I hope this pleases you. Thank you. It was just the basic everyday process of getting hired into a job. The average step-by-step thing you go through to become an AT&T scammer. I am being inaugurated into their club. They got into more technical requirements, which I thought was a little bit surprising, considering I thought I was actually going to be able to slip in without anything else. But they actually wanted me to give them a resume, and they also needed more they wanted like some sort of proof of my expertise in whatever I was supposed to be doing. So I went forth and made a very legitimate looking fake resume and sent them to them. And then I just basically screenshotted something I got off of Google Images, which was supposed to be proof of my work experience designing websites in the past. And that also included fake bank statements, which had lists of the money I made off of it. I was basically a millionaire under the name of John J. Olgleman Tyrannotarius Peterson. So that's the name I started going by. Because, obviously, we have to fit in. We can't be a sore thumb and stick out of the crowd. We need to look like any other normal person trying to become an employee of AT&T. We will get back to you in approximately 5 business days. A first process step would be initial internship, where you'll be tasked with a few of our website developments. For us to observe this task is what you should apply you to a senior team of web managers for us at AT&T, but is a mandatory process. There's absolutely no punctuation marks in any of this person's paragraphs. Payments and salary for job positions by us are calculated afterwards of initiation. Please be advised that this will not guarantee approval, but be assured once application final arrived, we will be in touch to deliver any needed tools for initiation tasks. Oh wow, this is so exciting. And don't worry, I will be rest assured of everything you just said to me. I just can't wait to be able to work for AT&T. I've been such a fan of you guys since I was born. Okay, that is no problem. So thank you for your time. I don't know what the whole 5 business days thing was about, because the next day, they replied to me. Okay, Mr. Peterson, I have pleased to inform you that you are approved for the initiation process of our union. This is a regulatory scheduled process which has business priority. Please understand the approval of employment will strongly be based on your performance. After all this, I finally had all of the information that I needed to put all of this together and come to a final conclusion. And that is the fact that I believe that this was indeed a double dog scam in which they were trying to do 2 things at once. Technically 3, since it's confirmed that they were also running this ridiculous pop-up website.
Important security message. Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus.
They wanted to scam everyday ordinary people who were not educated, coming to this pop-up site about AT&T into some kind of giveaway scam to steal their information. As you can see, the first thing that they responded to me while I contacted them was asking for my login credentials without even getting into any other information whatsoever. They weren't wasting any time. But if that wasn't enough, what they're doing here, that they're actually trying to con normal everyday people who are looking for a job, who may have just stumbled across that small message, into doing free work for them, which they claim they will hire them if they approve their performance. I can almost guarantee that they would not hire anyone and they would just have these people do tasks for whatever that they want them to do for free. So let's just get this all straight. We have a scam company who are hiring unsuspecting people to basically give them free labor to keep their scam running without them even realizing it's a scam and without them even realizing that there's absolutely no chance for them to be hired to begin with anyways. Well, if that's not a good enough thing to just completely burn to the ground using my resources, then I don't know what is. In their little document of whatever the freaking crap that they have here, they had all of their business backend login credentials for whatever this pop-up website was. And it turns out that it's not even one website. They have all kinds of URLs that they purchase through Wix, out of all places. Now these Wix URLs are just redirect URLs that go off of this catalog like I was talking about before. The iceberg, deep web, whatever the crap, onion type sites that just straight up go all over to the scammer side of the internet. It was actually unbelievable the amount of active scams they were going after, but the one I had access to was of course the AT&T site. All it took was one login, and there you go. I had access to literally all of the design, the code. They literally just used a free website builder, because why not? Well, without it being needed to be said, I went ahead and just completely deleted every single thing on the website, and used the straight up skills that I had at my own disposal to just replace it with a automatically playing Rickroll, so that every single time someone would go on this site, well, at the very least, yes, they would be rickrolled, but they would also be saved of their time, money, and energy. It really only took a couple of seconds to do this. They also had a little directory linked in their folder or document. It was kind of ridiculous how dumb they actually suspected the average person who would be trying to apply for a job for them would be, considering they just handed this out without any sort of like security of validating who they were. So you kind of brought this on yourself. This had the phone number directories of almost every single person who's called them and contacted them through their business email, which is how I reach them. At the very least, the best I can do would be to just remove their entire directory so they couldn't call any of these people back. As for the site, it was completely ruined and irreversibly destroyed, since I also cleared all of the audit logs, so they couldn't just restore any previous version of the site either. So basically, however many hours of work they put into this was just completely gone. Of course, on my resume that I submitted to them, I had my actual fake alternate phone number listed there, so I was using this phone number to erase all of their contacts in their little directory, since they clearly allowed my number to be approved to access their directory after I got hired into their little initiation task type thing, which was supposed to be completely unpaid. So once again, they're just hiring people to slave labor for them while they are unwittingly working for a scam that's taking other people's money on top of that. This is on an all new different level. In the middle of doing this, like they had around 169 different phone numbers listed here, which was beyond belief. It was just so sad and insane to see the amount of people. It was primarily people falling for the Microsoft one, to be honest with you. Maybe they should have just packed up shop with the AT&T one anyways and just gone with that. Turns out, apparently the main person who I was talking to found out exactly what I was doing only a couple of hours in, because I'm sure they have people just actively checking how their scam is doing. Well, he called my number because they clearly knew what was going on, and they definitely were not all that pleased with me.
You're a sick person. Fuck you are. What are you trying to do? Even if you have the balls enough, come on the phone. Let's talk. I'm the one.
But it was definitely hilarious. They shut down their entire directory, and in the process kicked me out of having edit access to their site, but not before I canceled the subscription to all of the redirect URLs that they had connected to their site, so the site went immediately offline. And even if they tried to get it back online, it would still be a rickroll, so I would like to say that I'm quite sure at this point, it's safe to say that this particular scam is kind of out of commission for the time being. And it definitely warms my heart that I was able to achieve such an accomplishment as well. So I played dumb and asked the original contact, which I had, to get the job to begin with, why was I locked out? For whoever to be on the other end of the email to immediately turn into an Xbox Live 13-year-old and share with me their very colorful vocabulary in very enlightening ways.
Ah, yes. They have such a way with words.
Look, if you have a problem with me, deal with it. Irregardless of this, the last thing that I sent to them, just to add a little bit more insult to injury, was a simple question. Did I get the job? I thought it was a pretty good performance. So that is this video. Surprisingly enough, with all of the access that I was given from these people without any real confirmation on whether or not I was actually a legitimate person, I was surprised that they didn't just accidentally give me more stuff to mess around with, a bank account or something like that. These scams, for as much as they try to exploit people who they think are stupid, they sure are stupid themselves. So hopefully you found yourself being entertained by this video. If I were you, I wouldn't attempt doing this in real life because in reality, these links and these redirected pop-up sites are constantly evolving. Trust me, this is not even their final form, and they are indeed dangerous. They will try to take your information, your money, even if you think that you expect the way they're gonna do it. But that's all. Thanks for watching. Once again, check out the sponsorship for today's video, which is the red button about 2 inches below the screen. Make sure it's gray, otherwise you'll miss out on 10 years of good luck. My name has been Dallas, aka Infurness. Stay away from scams and have a fantastic rest of your morning, day, or night. Goodbye.